Good day, everyone. Before I start with my presentation, I would like to introduce myself. I am Rosyl Ingcol, a senior high school teacher. The title of my research is Factors of Students' Absenteeism and Truancy, Basis for the Development of an Intervention Program. Student absenteeism and truancy are one of the prevailing concerns in school that affects students' learning. Now let us differentiate absenteeism from truancy. When we say absenteeism, it refers to the habitual act of students who fail to attend their classes without giving valid reasons to their respective subject teachers. On the other hand, truancy refers to the unexcused absences in a month or 10 unexcused absences in a year. So when this problem will not be properly addressed, it will lead to chronic absenteeism. It is when students miss 10% of the attendance or miss more than 20 days for any reason in a school year. However, the issues on absenteeism and truancy is not a new problem, but there is a gap in addressing the problem using an appropriate intervention that led to students' failure to achieve the most essential learning competencies and the increase of dropout students. Also, the problem of students' attendance impacted the quality of education because students failed to develop the essential skills. For this reason, it is critical to combat the rise of chronic absenteeism by providing relevant intervention for the students. Also, absenteeism is a problem during the new normal. Thus, attendance is an important measure of student success as well as the quality of learning provided by the school. Although there are a lot of research about students' absenteeism, but it is still a continuous and a major problem among students that requires attention by teachers and school administrators. Attendance is considered crucial for the students, but this is considered a nation's problem, especially in the urban areas. That is why there is an increasing trend of monitoring the attendance of the students because according to Moore in 2009, it leads to higher retention rates, higher marks, and a more satisfying educational experience. However, if the non-attendance of students will not be addressed, it is a major indicator of gradual alienation and engagement that will lead to dropout of students permanently. Although there are many schools aimed to reduce student truancy and chronic absenteeism, but studies show that there are gaps in implementing their intervention. For example, fewer studies focus on whether how family and community involvement help reduce rates of chronic absenteeism. So if there is no proper intervention to address the problem of student attendance, it will result in inadequate learning and academic failure. Most importantly, attending school will keep the students from being engaged and develop skills in preparation for their future careers, especially in problem-solving skills, persistence, and the ability to work with others. For the statement of the problem of the study are the following. First, what are the contributing factors that influence students' absenteeism and truancy? Second, what are the possible appropriate programs to be developed as intervention of students' absenteeism and truancy? Research design of the study. The study utilized a non-experimental descriptive survey design that aimed to investigate the different factors of student absenteeism and truancy using the developed and validated survey questionnaire. The participants of the study were the 30 senior high school students who were selected through purposive sampling. And these participants were selected based on the school form or SF1 provided by the class advisors. And these participants were also asked to sign the consent form in accordance with the Data Privacy Act of 2012. Also, the participants were asked to answer the developed survey questionnaire, Students' Absenteeism and Truancy Factor Survey Questionnaire, or SATFSQ. The researcher developed Students' Absenteeism and Truancy Factor Survey Questionnaire, or SATFSQ, and this research instrument was also validated. The indicators in the research instrument are based on the school form, or SF1, namely domestic-related factors, individual-related factors, school-related factors, geographic or environmental factors, and lastly, financial-related factors. And the participants agreed on the level of agreement on a particular statement assigned in a 5-point Likert scale. Specifically, 5 for strongly agree, 4 agree, 3 neutral, 2 disagree, and 1 strongly disagree. For the results and recommendations, the use of frequencies of means, percentages, and standard deviations were utilized to explore the different factors of students' absenteeism and truancy. For the results and recommendations of the study, this is the overall response of students to domestic-related factors. Most of the students agreed that parents' attitude towards schooling and family responsibilities or the need to work are factors of students' attendance, while students disagreed on early marriage or pregnancy, and the students are also neutral on how to take care of siblings, family problem, and housing instability. This is the overall response of students to individual-related factors. Most of the students agreed that behavioral or emotional problems and lack of sleep affect students' attendance, while students disagreed on death and drug abuse, and neutral on illness, overage, poor academic performance, lack of interest or distractions, and lastly, hunger or malnutrition. On the other hand, this is the overall response of students to school-related factors. Students agreed that teacher factor, quality or clarity of lectures, teaching skill of the teacher, physical condition of the classroom, number of students in class, need to attend extracurricular or personal activities affect students' attendance. But students disagreed on bullying. While students are neutral and students are not interested in particular subject and peer influence. And for the overall response of students to geographic or environmental factors, students agreed on distance between home and school affects students' attendance, while students disagreed on clan feuds and neutral on calamities or disasters. Lastly is the overall response of students to financial-related factors, but students are neutral to child labor or work. For the implications and recommendations of the study, since the issues in absenteeism and truancy is a serious problem that needs to be addressed by the teachers and the school administrators, the study encourages teachers to collaborate and agree on a possible program to be designed and implemented that would improve students' attendance that is critical on students' learning outcomes and also to decrease dropout students. Nonetheless, students' absenteeism and truancy is also a problem that needs to be addressed appropriately by using relevant information to be used for designing interventions. It is imperative to use appropriate intervention to monitor the progress of the program that aims to improve students' attendance. It is also suggested to conduct study to investigate the factors of students' absenteeism during distance learning due to COVID-19 to suggest appropriate intervention. And lastly, it is important to have a proper monitoring of the design program to address the problem on students' absenteeism and truancy. Thank you so much for listening, and these are my references.